restrictions. What do we have to accomplish before we go? So I got, my vaccinations. I went and got my COVID test. It's Wi-Fi. It's always Wi-Fi, and it's everything. It's getting around, maps, even Google Translate when you don't know a word or a phrase or something. Finding out what the best hotel is, or the best restaurant, or even calling an Uber or anything. So a community is a big part of it. I need to be able to walk out of my space and walk somewhere. Not just like, okay, it's a bunch of neighborhoods, that's fine, but I need like a park or a nature, like somewhere I would be enticed to walk on a regular basis. And those are just, healthy food is another. So there are a list of criteria that I have that if this place doesn't offer that, I know my well-being won't thrive. So that can be a short-term visit, but that cannot be a long-term stay. So it changes as you travel more and more. You have more places you can go and just be with friends for a couple days and then get on your feet doing whatever. And so that's pretty cool. If I'm not sure about a location, then I'll go to the, reviews or whatever and choose a hotel at least for one night. But so and it also depends on like what country are we in, because you feel safer in some places than others. And for me, I feel safe most places. I kind of wouldn't go to the country if I'm not going to feel safe. So once you get on the ground, you can find those kinds of things. So I like to do short term, kind of a test of a space. And if you love where you are, most people still have reservations. If it's a popular place and getting a place is hard, then you need to be aware of that as well. I've done that before, where it's like, oh my gosh, there's nowhere to stay. So, and then that becomes an expensive night. So I also carry what I call an oops fund. Anytime I travel outside, especially outside the country, where I might get into situations I didn't think of at all, but I carry an oops fund, and that's for all those mistakes you make.
After trying to figure out the infrastructure, knowing that where I go is going to have the right internet speeds that are going to be advertised. There's going to be other like-minded individuals that are there that are working instead of on vacation, because the way that we interact throughout the day changes, whether or not you're on vacation or you're working.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time planning anywhere I'm going to go because I have to plan everything, including communicating with clients. But then, like you said, doing all the research on hotels and technology and everything involved.
First thing I would tell people is, don't take the big step at first. As I said, don't try to, if you're looking at the carrot and the end game is right there, don't think that just by, stretching the arm, you're going to grab it and that's it. It's more like, hey, let me travel to a couple of places away from home, but we're not close enough that if I have to come back and tend to something business related, I can do so with certain flexibility, right? So test the waters at first a little bit in places that are close to home, that you're flexible enough where it's either like a quick drive to come back or a quick flight to come back home. And if that pans out, if that works out, then why not? Start really planting the seeds to make the big move, so to speak. And I think tools like what you just mentioned, man, your ZEAL platform is perfect, because you need to know the lay of the land. Okay, why do I want to move here? Is my business, potentially as remote as it can be? For example, all these technical, people that just work out of a computer all day. I mean, that I think is the easiest, but then you have to think about the technical limitations if you choose to go to a place that infrastructure is not as developed as, for example, in the US, right? If I go to Mexico, okay, how is it going to be a big city? Is it going to be a smaller city? What are the technological limitations or infrastructure that I'm going to have available in order for me to satisfy what I need? And as you get the ball rolling, you're going to get more comfortable and more comfortable, and then you do a scouting trip to wherever it is you want to do with certain goals in mind, right? In terms of deliverables for your business or your job or whatever it is. And if you can make that happen, I mean, then the answer is right there. Then it's just a matter of you, deciding to take the big step and doing it. I don't think it's a hard science. I don't think it's that difficult. it's just really, letting that powerful manifestation that came from within really pan out, as you said, and not forcing something because it's a fad and it's a trend right now that people just want to follow because it sounds super glamorous. It can be tough too, because as I said, you might want to be vibing in a space that has certain limitations, and then the end game is not going to be pretty, and it's not going to work for you, or it's not going to work for your business, and then you're just going to increase that level of fear that prevented you from doing it in the first place. So be smart about it. That's all I would say, and take it step by step, just the way that life teaches us, step by step to reach our goals. So that would be honestly my best advice based on what I see out there and based on my personal experience.
Do your research ahead of time and understand kind of the vibe of the place you're going to. Like if you're staying at a hostel in a downtown like Cartagena or Managua or San Jose, understand the culture. No one else is working. Like you're going to be in party central, So even if your coffee shop, since they have Wi-Fi, you're in the middle of one giant fiesta, and it doesn't work well in a Zoom meeting. There's no amount of noise canceling that will get rid of the loudest reggaeton you've ever heard in your life. And that's the truth of, I can't tell you how many times I almost blew the eardrums out of everybody on a phone call because a parade started in Cartagena at like 11 in the morning. You just got to be honest with yourself when you book a time to work that you're in the right environment, and keep an eye on it because it'll sneak up on you. Hey, Sean, we in Costa Rica, we like to call off work at noon. Everyone's done for the day. DJ's here, work's over. So you kind of got to be like, no, not for me. Got to keep going.